This year, 2026, parts of the Sagrada Familia are expected to reach completion. More than 140 years of construction. The sudden death of its architect in 1926. A civil war that interrupted its progress. A global pandemic that paused the world around it. And now, they are calling it done. I think that might be the saddest moment in architecture history, because this building was never supposed to be finished. It was supposed to keep asking. Antoni Gaudí took over this project in 1883. He worked on it for 43 years, the last 12 exclusively. He moved into the workshop, gave up his salary, dressed so simply that some people mistook him for a beggar. When people asked why it was moving so slowly, he is often paraphrased as saying, "My client is not in a hurry." Think about what it takes to say that. In a world built on fast, loud, and finished, he designed something that needed hands he'd never meet, in a century he'd never see. He didn't build a monument to himself. He built a question for the future to answer. When he died in 1926, struck by a tram in Barcelona, he was initially not recognized and was taken to a hospital for the poor. The project was about 25% complete. The workers kept going because that's what the work asked of them. Gaudí didn't design a building. He designed a language. The columns branched like trees because he believed nature had already solved architecture. Walk into the nave and you feel it immediately. You're not inside a building. You're inside a forest. The stone breathes. Morning light enters from the east in cool blues. Afternoon floods the west in amber and gold. A full day of prayer, written in color. But the thing that moves me most? He left deliberate gaps, spaces he didn't specify, surfaces marked to be interpreted, areas left for future artists, in their time, with their meaning, with questions he couldn't predict. This isn't incompleteness. This is creative trust, at a scale I've never seen anywhere else. It says, I don't have all the answers. I believe the answers will come. Walk through the Sagrada Familia workshop today, and you are walking through time. A 25-year-old uses 3D modeling software to solve a structural problem Gaudí posed with hanging chains in 1910. A master stonecutter teaches an apprentice how to read granite before the chisel ever touches it. Japanese sculptors alongside Spanish painters. Aerospace engineers applying calculations to Gothic vaulting. This is no longer one man's vision. It is a conversation across centuries. Gaudí speaks through plaster models. The 1930s team speaks through interrupted work, halted when anarchists burned the workshop and destroyed the original drawings. And the current generation speaks through algorithms and faith in something they themselves may never see completed. They are all asking the same question. What does sacred space mean now? And what might it mean 100 years from now? Most great buildings are statements. This is power. This is permanence. This is truth, complete. But the Sagrada Familia is a verb. It doesn't declare. It becomes. And I think that's a more honest posture than we give it credit for, because we don't live in a world of finished answers. We live in a world of ongoing questions. We journey toward truth, imperfectly, together, across generations. They'll declare it complete this year. New generations will arrive with questions its builders never imagined. It will be finished the way a conversation is finished when one person stops talking, which is to say, it won't be finished at all. We began this series asking, why do we build sacred spaces? We stood in ancient temples and felt something older than language, and we end here, at an unfinished cathedral that refuses to end. And I think that is the answer. We build sacred spaces because we need mirrors for our own unfinished souls, places that look back at us and say, it is okay to still be becoming. The cranes will leave, the scaffolding will come down, but the conversation between stone and light, between what was imagined and what we still don't know, that conversation never ends, and neither do we. We just keep building. This has been Monuments, an inquiry into why we believe. Thank you for the journey. But maybe the most important structures in human life are not monuments at all. Maybe they are places. Streets that quietly shaped us before we understood who we were becoming. Rivers that watched entire versions of ourselves disappear into time. Cities that changed the rhythm of our thoughts. Countries that forced us to adapt and slowly become someone new. I have been traveling through Europe and Asia searching for architecture, history, and meaning. But somewhere along the way, another question began following me. Do places create who we are? And what happens to identity when we leave them behind? This next journey is not about monuments humanity built in stone. It is about the invisible architecture places build inside us. Memory, identity, nostalgia, belonging, movement. A journey through the geography of human existence. Because perhaps the most powerful monuments are the ones we carry inside us. This is the next chapter of Rome with Mars.